welcome back. We are on lesson 3. We're talking about the slope formula. So in this lesson, we're going to learn about what the slope, how we use it, and we're going to determine if points are collinear. We'll discuss what collinear means in a little bit. And we're going to determine missing coordinates given a slope, and we're going to learn about clues about the slope. So let's take a look at the very first example, slope formula. Okay, so coordinates of A and coordinates of B. Take a look at this line segment AB. Okay, and let's mark those coordinates. I always like to first start by marking the coordinates on the graph. So I've got 3, 2, and the coordinate for B is 8, 6. Okay, so we're going to talk about the rise in the rise is the change in y coordinates. So if we're talking about the change in y coordinates, we are talking about the change from A to B. So the y coordinate is 2 and 6. Okay, whenever we're talking about change, what we're actually doing is we are subtracting. So 2 take away 6, and that is going to give me -4. Okay, so that happens if you're looking at it in this direction, where we're going 1, 2, 3, 4 units down, so -4. Okay, and the run is the change in the x coordinates, so the change from from A to B in the x coordinates, so 3 and 8. So 3 take away 8. And that gives me a change of -5 units. So that happens when we go in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be -5 units. So therefore, the slope of AB is going to be -4 over -5. Negative divided by a negative is a positive, so we have 4 over 5, which is our positive slope, which is exactly what we have here. Okay? All right, so what about from B to A? Okay, so what if we are going in the direction from B to A? So the rise is the change in the y coordinates. So my rise is 8 minus 3, or sorry, wrong points. So my rise is going from 6 down to 2, which gives me 4. And my run is my horizontal change, so it's going from 8 to 3, which is a change of 5. Therefore, the slope of BA is +4 over 5. So our slopes are the same, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so the slope of M of a line segment between 2 ordered pairs, x1, y1. So here's my first point, x1, y1. Here is my second point, x2, y2. So here are my ordered pairs, x1, y1, x2, y2. And we found that no matter which order we wrote our values in, so for example, either 2 minus 6 or 6 minus 2, okay, or 3 minus 8 versus 8 minus 3, it still gave us the same slope. So you could use the formula M equals the change in our y, so y2 over y1, or you could use y1, take away y2, over x2 minus x1, or x1 minus x2. It doesn't matter. So I typically write my formulas, my slope formula, I use M equals y2, take away y1, over x2, take away x1. I just find it easier. I don't know why. I've been doing it like this for a really long time. I typically go from this point to this point, okay? So let's take a look at the next example. Find the slope of the line containing each pair of points. So again, our slope is M equals y2, take away y1. These are not exponents, they are subscripts. It just tells us which points we're using. x2, take away x1. Notice that my y2 is directly over my x2, my y1 is directly over my x1. So I always write out my formula, but because it is written in here, okay, I'm not going to worry about it for now. All right, so first things first, I mark off my points. And I'm going to call this one my x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. All right, so you're going to need to fire up your calculators for this one. Let me find mine. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to plug in our values for our slope. All right, so I've got m is equal to, okay, so I've got y2, take away y1, over x2, take away x1. And all we're going to do is we're going to pop in our numbers. So my y2 is 4, my y1 is 7, so don't get your y's confused. My x2 is 6, and my x1 is 2. And I just got to check if I muted myself. I don't think I did. There we go. Okay. So from here, all we're going to do is calculate 4 take away 7, that gives me -3. 6 take away 2, that gives me 4. So my slope is -3 over 4. So let's try the next one, B. I've got x1, y1, x2, y2. So again, my slope formula, y2, take away y1, x2, take away x1. Okay, so my y2 is -3, take away 5, over 4, take away -2. Be careful, it is take away -2. So -3, take away 5, that gives me -8. 4, take away a -2, that is going to give me +6. You must simplify your slope. So that is going to be -4 over 3. All right. Next, I've got x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2, take away y1, x2, take away x1. Okay, so let's see what this one's going to look like. So I'm going to put -9, take away -9, -7, take away -2. So I've got -9, take away a -9, which is going to give me 0, not -18, people. Then I've got -7, take away a -2, which gives me -5. 0 divided by -5 is 0. You are dividing by -5. So this is going to give me a slope of 0. It is a horizontal line. So if you see that your y coordinates are identical, that means that you have a horizontal line and you will always have a slope of 0. Let's take a look at this one. I've got x1, y1, x2, y2. So my slope, start with your formula. So my y2 is 9, take away -5, over 3, take away 3. So this is going to give me 14, and this is going to give me 0. You are dividing by 0. Is that possible? No, division by 0 is not possible, so this slope is going to be undefined. So if the slope of a line is undefined, it is a vertical line in which the x-coordinate of the points are the same. Notice here, our x-coordinates are the same. If the slope of a line is 0, it is a horizontal line. In which the y-coordinate of the points are the same. Now, example number 2. Is the following set of points collinear? Collinear means 3, and I'm going to highlight this, means 3 or more points are said to be collinear if they lie on a single, and that was cut off, single line. Okay, if they lie on a single line, they are said to be collinear, meaning, are they on the same line? That's what we are asking ourselves. So, look at these 3 points, D, E, and F. Are these points collinear? I want you to know how to show this algebraically. Because if I gave you graph paper, sure, we can graph the points and we can see if they are on the same line. But what if we give you values where you can't show it that easily on a grid? Okay, I can change the values, make them anything I want, and you may not be able to show it on a graph. So we need to know how to do this algebraically. So the way that I would do this is I would take point DF, or line DF, and determine its slope. So M is y2, take away y1, x2, take away x1. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to put them into the formula, and I've got -1, take away 4, over 6, take away -4. So -1 take away 4, that gives me -5. 6 take away -4 gives me 10. Simplified, that gives me -1 over 2 for my slope. Okay, so now you can use either point EF, okay, line EF, or you could use line DE. It doesn't matter, I'm just going to use EF. So you're going to find the slope of EF. So -1 take away 2, 6 take away 0. Find the slope. So that's going to be -3 over 6, which gives me a slope of -1 over 2. The slopes are equal. Therefore, the points are collinear. Okay, so that's the end of lesson 3A. So your homework is going to be to check your understanding. Okay. And you're going to go up to lesson 3B. Okay, and I'm going to post a video for lesson 3B shortly.